Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all. ONE FC, the Atomweight Championship. Man, this was a good fight. It pretty much went down the way I felt it was going to go. Stamp Fairtex, she went in there, got it done. She got it done with a second round armbar over Ritu Phogat. And, this is something I was kind of predicting. Something was telling me that, something crazy like this was going to happen. Like I said the other night, I started to do a prediction on it. But I just said, I ain't got time. As I was laying down, I said, I bet you Stamp Fairtex is going to do something crazy and get a submission win over Ritu Phogat, because Stamp Fairtex, she's really been working. She's really been working on becoming well-rounded. And this is a good example of, working towards well-roundedness. She was working on her ground game. She's really been tightening up on her skills, and she's trying to fill those holes and show that she's growing as a fighter. She's been doing that in her last couple of fights. And Ritu Phogat on the other side, she showed me the raw skills, like the raw skills I've seen in other fighters, like I always bring up with Casey O'Neill, but she's still very one-dimensional. She has that rawness, but it's the wrestling that she really, really depends on in her fights. That rawness carries her through a lot of her performances, but I knew it was just a matter of time before she met the right fighter with the right skills. And I said, Phogat, she's got to be more than a wrestler. She's got to develop a jab. She's got to be smarter in the clinch. She's got to be defensively better. She just has to put all these things together, just stop depending on shooting in for the angles or switching levels and trying to grab and wrestle, because your wrestling is only going to take you so far, especially when you step it up against a fighter of this caliber, So the wrestling, it got her this far, but she didn't take the time to, really make those changes in between. So it wasn't like she was going to change all of that for this one fight, and it cost her, cost her the championship, cost her a title fight. It really did. Right. So the first round right away, let's go back and look at the fight real quick here. Phogat, she rushed in for a takedown, behind the right hand, which is what I knew she was going to do. And Stamp, she defended it easy. She was able to, use that takedown defense. She goes right back to the center and starts controlling the center of the octagon. She's controlling the range. And from here, you can see that Phogat, she's looking uncomfortable already, with the takedowns not working, because she shoots in and tries for another one. She's just staying on the outside. She's completely out of range, not even in jabbing range. She's trying to avoid the kicks as well. She's just kind of like stepping side to side, trying to find an opening. And, she's continuing to try to reset, while Stamp Fairtex is just controlling from the outside, because she knows if she tries to step in, she's going to hit with a big kick or eat a few combinations from Stamp Fairtex. So she continues to just stay on the outside here looking for a way in. So Stamp Fairtex, he stuffs another takedown attempt like 2 minutes in, like 3 takedown attempts already stuffed. And she just shows how strong she is against the cage. She's showing how strong she is against the cage as Phogat tries to press in. Phogat's trying to switch levels, trying to go for that single leg, but Phogat, she's eating big knees from Fairtex here. She's eating these big knees in the clinch. So Phogat, she's able to get a takedown. She gets Stamp down. What does Stamp do? She bounces right back up easy. And I actually think that this takedown is actually causing more damage to Phogat, because she's gassing out trying to get this one takedown. She's in here trying to press forward, and Stamp is just putting all her weight on her and just making herself heavy here. So once again, Phogat, she tries to go in for that double leg takedown. And Stamp, what does she do? She locks in that guillotine as she picks her up. So from here, Stamp Fairtex is already smiling, because, as she picks her up, she knows what she's going to do. She's already got her submission attempt in place. And Phogat, she's trying to go for that big slam, but she can't do it. So she puts her back down, and she goes right back to the same thing that's just not working. So from here, she's got the body lock, Stamp Fairtex. She's just defending well, and she's just banging Phogat up with good knees on the inside. So the first round, I know they don't do it by rounds, but the first round, you can already see the fighters going in favor of Stamp Fairtex, because she's got more tools. Last round, the second round, Phogat, she rushes in again, eats some good kicks on the way in, so she has to step back. So Phogat, she resets, goes in for a single leg, gets the takedown this time, and gets the fight down to the ground. But this is where Stamp, she really shines now. Like I said, if this fight goes to the ground, I knew it was going to go in favor of Stamp Fairtex. I mean, Phogat is the wrestler, and everybody was saying that, okay, if she gets it down to the ground, she's going to use her wrestling, but does she have the jiu-jitsu to handle Stamp Fairtex? And that's why I say you can't count Stamp Fairtex out. But Stamp Fairtex, she's been getting better with her BJJ on the ground. So from here, Stamp is on her back. She locks in that triangle. She goes straight for the triangle around the neck of Phogat. Now I already saw it. Phogat being reckless. She was locked in and she didn't have any answer for this because her arm was already pulled through and she could either got choked out from the triangle or you knew the armbar attempt was coming. And sometimes I look at these wrestlers, it's like, okay, I'll talk about this more towards the end of the video, but like these wrestlers, they have a good foundation for them, you know, for themselves, you know, the wrestling skills, you know, being able to use their strength and their athleticism. But some of them get reckless on the ground. Like if you go back and look at Kanako Murata, very reckless. You know what I mean? She can get you down. But when she gets into that guard, you know, when she gets into a fighter's guard, you know, they just climb her and they can go in for that armbar attempt. And the same thing happened to Ritu Phogat here. You know, she was really just sloppy. You know, she's trying to put that weight on, trying to go for that side control like she usually does with her opponents. But Stamp this time around, you know, she showed, look, I got the jiu-jitsu. I can make the transition. So she went from the triangle choke, quickly transitioned to that arm, pulled the arm through and easily rolled Phogat over, locked in the arm bar. Only took like 2 seconds and she was tapping. And that was it. And that's what I'm talking about with improvements, man. Like you want to make changes, but you want to make good changes. You know, Stamp Fairtex, the last couple fights, you know, since her first loss this year, you know, not first loss and all, but, you know, the loss that she suffered earlier this year, she really started hitting the mats. You know, she really started hitting the mats, working on her BJJ and said, look, I got to make these improvements. And, you know, she just added some more tools to her game. You know, I know we know her more as a Muay Thai fighter, but seeing how she was able to do this and how she's picking it up, it just made me say, wow, you know, she's really stepping her game up. So moving forward from here, you know, she's definitely going to get the championship fight against Angela Lee. You know, I know a lot of people are picking Angela Lee. You know, I'm looking at inactivity though. You know, it's been 2 years since Angela Lee's been in the octagon. Stamp Fairtex, she's looking good. She's been active. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what's happening. I mean, right now I'm leaning more towards Stamp Fairtex because I like the improvements that she's been making in her game. But let's talk Ritu Phogat real quick. So this is what I've been talking about, the one-dimensional. Natural abilities, you know, they don't necessarily exempt you from being one-dimensional. You know, I kind of have to say, look, when you are one-dimensional, that's when we're looking at mostly technical skills. You know, when you look at a fighter's technical skills like Ritu Phogat, the main thing we can say is she has the wrestling, right? She doesn't really have the striking to offset a counter striker. She doesn't have the pressure fighting to cancel out another fighter's jab. You know, she doesn't really have the ability to do, like, let's say, even like a fighter like Lupita Godinez. Like Lupita Godinez, she can wrestle, she can box, she can kickbox, she can switch it up on you. That's why she was able to beat the Muay Thai fighter in Loma Labugni, right? But when you look at what Ritu Phogat was trying to execute against Stamp Fairtex, all she could do was these predictable telegraph takedown attempts. She would try to shoot in, Stamp see it coming, and boom, she defends it. So Ritu Phogat would have to go right back to the outside and just kind of sidestep, not even really use feints or a jab to get in. She's just like thinking, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like, can I get in there? Can I get in there? Then finally she tries again and she presses Stamp Fairtex to the cage. And you see Stamp just use her physical strength and her takedown defense to nullify Ritu Phogat. And on the inside, she's getting banged up with knees. So Phogat's not really doing any inside fighting as well. You know, she's not really like trained to fight on the inside. She's just trained to try to grab and get these fights down to the ground and try to maul. But you see, even her mauling was canceled out by Stamp on her back. That's how good she's gotten on off of, you know, just really training with her BJJ. So yeah, man, shout out to Stamp Fairtex. She's ready. I think, you know, that she picked up this belt. It's going to build her confidence up and she's going to be ready to go against Angela Lee. You know, so I'm ready to see this fight, man. But what do y'all think from here? Who do you got in this championship fight? You know, the big one. Like I said, this was my prediction. You know, I pretty much thought it was going to go this way. I said Stamp's going to mess around and do something crazy and submit Ritu Phogat because she's just too reckless, man. She's just too reckless. Good heart, raw, but there's a lot of polishing up that needs to be done in there. But yeah, man, I'll be back on. We're going to do a live round by round of the fight if y'all want. And we can watch it together, just kind of see what happened here and just kind of point out the well-roundedness of Stamp Fairtex. But yeah, that's all I got on this, guys. Let me know what y'all thought of the fight. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.